Hello, this is the first of a series of videos just to try to explain what Foundations 14 is going to be all about. Those of you who have seen the reviews or were even there saw that Foundations 13 was an unexpected success. The story was that it was originally booked to be at the Hayes in last April. When it came to March, we realised that the virus had made it impossible for us to have a safe, open environment for a conference in April. So just before lockdown, we decided to make it into a virtual conference. Unlike many other ministries, such as New Wine Spring Harvest, who seemed to balk at the suggestion that they could replicate what they do in a virtual environment, we realized that we could do our best anyway. So we took the schedule that was originally going to be at the residential conference and converted it into a virtual schedule over Zoom. Some things worked, some didn't so well, but mostly it was great. And we had about 140 people, and of those, at least 40 sent very, very positive feedbacks and even testimonies. So we knew we were onto something. We also knew that we had another conference coming up, and that is F14, Foundations 14, which was meant to be beginning of October as our weekly or week-long Monday to Friday in Devon, Sidholme. Realising very quickly that we knew there'd be a measure of lockdown, maybe not a full lockdown, but we knew that even if the hotel was going to be open, there'd be so many restrictions, and looking at the sort of average age of our people, plus all the medical situations that many have, that we couldn't safely have a totally residential conference in October. So again, we made it into a virtual one. Big difference, and this is where the excitement comes. And as I say, this is just first part. The excitement is that we are going to make Foundations 14 into a conference that could only be a virtual conference. We're designing it from the bottom up as a virtual conference, not shoehorning it in from a residential into a virtual, but this will be a conference that we could never have done in a residential setting. Not going to explain too much about it now, except to say it's going to be very exciting, very challenging, and we're hoping for a lot of interest. Just for now, it's going to be, the title is When Christians Disagree, and we'll talk more about the thinking behind that on the next video, just to keep you dangling. So we've had a few bookings. If you feel that this could be of interest, then book now, because we do expect a sellout, and we only have a certain number of slots on the Zoom system. So do so. It's £100, and that's it per device, which means if you've got a mobile phone or tablet or whatever, it's just £100 for the whole 5 days. If there's two of you in the family with two separate devices, then it's £100 times 2. If you're in a household or in a group where there's a few that are watching the same screen, we're quite happy to put a cap on £200 per household. So in other words, pay for two devices, use two devices, but we'll allow lots of other people to sit in, as long as they're not using more devices, in which case they'll need a separate license. But you see what I mean. So if you get a small group together, say 5 to 10 people, the most you're ever going to pay is £200. So that's all the admin done. So this is very much an admin sort of broadcast. All the excitement will come on the next one, we hope. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to say next, but just to say, this is going to be one like we've never done before, and we do believe it will be a Christian conference like you have never seen before. And ours are usually quite unusual, but this will be even more so. So we're looking forward to it, and we hope to see you there virtually.